What's up, guys? Kimballer here. Hey, I have had as you can see, I am, see if you can see that, terrible video footage of, it's hard to see, I don't have a rear LCD panel on my phone, but I'm just sitting in bed icing my leg, as you can see, elevating it. I'm just over 6 weeks from a total knee replacement. And just wanted to share a little bit of my story. I did hours of research before this surgery just to get feedback from people. I work in the motorcycle industry. I'm a parts manager at a dealership. I've seen people come in my industry. I'm an old motocross racer. Injuries happen. I was very hard on my body. I have this, I think this is my seventh with the replacement, my seventh knee surgery. I've had both ACLs repaired, PCL repaired, MCL, all the L's in my knees repaired. I played hard, and I didn't think when you're younger, you don't think about what stuff's going to be in the future, and you don't really care. You're living your life and you're doing your sports, and some of these injuries happen. I used to run sub 5 minute miles in track. I ran a 2:04 a half mile in high school. I mean, I was an athlete, very physical. I'm 48 years old now, just turned 48. Been dealing with this knee pain since about 33 years. So, 12 years of knee pain. Well, more longer than that, 15 years of knee pain. The problem is surgeons don't want to do replacements on anybody under 50 or 60 years old. So I had a hard time having anybody willing to do my surgery. I had the Synvisc shots. I had multiple cortisone shots, but was constantly told, you've got to wait, you've got to wait, you've got to wait. And I got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, there were days I wanted to, I wasn't suicidal, but there's days if I died that day, I'm like, fuck, at least I don't got to deal with my fucking knee anymore. It's, it just wears on you. I have a child. It's not gonna say depressing, but it's frustrating being as athletic as I was and not being able to do simple things like basketball or catch or a thing. So I felt some guilt about that. So I guess I'm rambling, but been dealing with pain for a long, long time in my knees. I got this done. Read review after review after review. Everybody had different stories on recovery times, pain level, different scenarios, infection, like so many things. I'm like, oh my God, like I went in not knowing what to expect because there's so many different variables of what could happen. The one constant, I would say probably 95% constant that I kept reading was the first 2 weeks are hell. And there's people that didn't, there's a small percentage that had, no issues the first 2 weeks. My ACL pain was very painful when I had my ACLs. But they're not lying. The first 2 weeks of this surgery after my post-op was difficult. And when they pull the pain pump out of your knee, because the first day you're in the hospital, the second day you still have a pain pump in your leg, you're like, oh shit, I was walking without a cane. Like, that's one thing I did ahead of, if I was able to walk without a walker or a cane pretty comfortably right away, where they really want you using something for, 2 to 3, 4 weeks, up to 6 weeks. But I was able to really get around okay. There was only a couple days of that first 2 weeks where I broke down. It was hard. I think the one thing I had in my favor is some of the pain was familiar because I had ACL repairs done before. And I remember getting up a couple times the night to go pee or something and going, oh my God, this sucks. And it was familiar. I'm like, this feels like my ACLs. Okay, I got this. This is going to suck for a while, but I got this. But yeah, it was very difficult the first 2 weeks. And the first few days, you're on, I was on 20 milligrams of oxycodone every 3 hours. Like, my wife was a beast. She's every 3 hours, we stayed on top of that pain. And then, I had issues with worrying about, obviously addiction and things like that. So within the first couple of days, we were going every 4 hours. Then I was going every 5 hours. I'm 6 weeks out, and I'm down to 110 milligram of oxy a day. I still need it. I'm actually working 5 to 6 hours a day now. I went to work a few days ago, so just about 6 weeks I went to work. Um, the swelling is what is the killer, dude. You can't be on your feet for very long. So that part is, if I can say one thing you need to be religious about, the single most important thing, in my opinion, is ice. I read that and I iced, dude. I iced at night, and luckily they gave me an ice machine, which is down there. It wraps around my leg, and it pumps cold fluid into my leg. I actually went to bed. I would fill that thing up with ice at night, and I would sleep. Yeah, well, I would say sleep. That's another thing you don't do for 3 weeks. You don't fucking sleep, because no matter how you move, you're in pain. So, I mean, it's not terrible. Otherwise, people wouldn't have knee replacements. But it is painful and uncomfortable, and you do need to have pain medicine. Don't kid yourself. Don't try to brave that out. It's level 10 pain at times. So, but icing, I think, is the single most crucial thing you can do. Icing and elevating your leg pumps. I was blessed to not have infection or any blood clots. That's always something that can happen. Um, I did have some oozing after my first physical therapy visit out of my dressing. My doctor wanted me in that same day. He's like, just to make sure it wasn't an infection. Of course, my heart rate, I panicked. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want infection. But it was just oozing, excess oozing. And that was, wow, that was probably after a week or two of therapy. But no, by the grace of God, I had no infections, no issues. I'm still recovering. I don't have joint pain. I have surrounding soft tissue pain. Um, I don't know if you've watched a knee replacement on YouTube. It is a violent surgery. It looks like it's sponsored by Home Depot or Lowe's. I mean, they've got jigs, saws, drills. So you're gonna have some pain. Um, all in all, I'm happy I did it. I can tell right now, even though I'm still dealing with some pain, lingering pain, that it's going to be better. It's kind of mind blowing that I can walk upstairs, put all my weight on my knee, and I don't have razor blades and knives going through my knee. I'm like, oh my God. It's been a long time. It's been a long time of pain. Sorry about getting emotional, but I know you guys are dealing with the same thing, and it gets better, man. I can see the light. It took a while, but I can see the light. So I did this through winter. So by springtime, I'll be able to golf and hopefully walk around. Hopefully, I can play a little basketball and shoot. You don't want a lot of impact stuff on these knees, but um, it's going to be better. Sad news is I need to do my other leg too. So I guess having gone through it, I'm not scared to do the other one. It's not something I'm looking forward to, but don't give up. Don't give up, because when you're in it, it seems much longer. I was reading this, I was prepared mentally for it. Have a positive attitude, because it's a short time, and things get better. But when you're in it, oh my God, it seems like forever. But really, 6 weeks out. Other than the swelling, you really got to stay elevate and ice. I mean, you can't be on your feet for a whole long time, and that will get better with time. But for God's sakes, ice, ice, ice. Do your best to reduce the pain meds over time. I still need them at 6 weeks out. I could probably not take them, but I'm probably, after work today. I worked 6 hours today, and I was about a six to seven on my pain. I'm like, it was pretty uncomfortable, and I could have grinded it out, but I took two hydrocodone when I got home. Um, and I've been on painkillers for a long time because of this knee, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to just not be on pain meds, to just have a normal knee. Like, you guys that don't struggle with chronic pain, you can't relate. You have no idea. the guilt I feel that I can't do things with my wife, and especially have been such a physically fit athlete prior to this, and there's so much I can't do physically because of my knee, and I put on a lot of weight, and I mean, if you feel bad about it, you don't. It's a difficult thing. So, but there's hope. You guys can do it. My knee replacement was $44,000. Don't let that scare you, because your insurance covers a ton of it, and I don't have very good insurance enough. I've got to pay a few $1,000s, but it's not $44,000. So, and at this point, I'd pay $100,000. I'm over it. I'm over the pain. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I mean, everyone's different. Every story's different. You can expect a tough 2 weeks. It's a tough 2 weeks. You can expect pain. You can expect swelling. You can expect not to sleep. But there's times throughout the day that I have no pain now, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not thinking about my knee. I'm not hobbling. I'm not limping. And I've limped for so long, I have to physically force myself to walk heel to toe, because I favored my leg for so long, my one side of my leg. But it'll get better, guys. I promise you. I probably should have done some earlier videos, but for the first 2 weeks, you're so focused on your knee, it takes up so much of your time, and I'm not trying to deter anybody from doing it, but be prepared to work. It's work. Therapy is tough. They make you work. It's stretching. It's a race against scar tissue. So they want you in there moving that thing, and I mean, you want to chill in your chair and eat fucking Vicodin all day, but if you just grind out the first few weeks, you're so far ahead of the game. You can't just not move because of pain, because it is a race against scar tissue. So I'm at 2 degrees from almost straight, so I'm just barely crooked, and then I am totally perfect on my flexion. I can go way back. So I was blessed with that. Sometimes you either can bend and you can't straighten, or you can straighten and you can't bend. At least I could bend, so I could at least sit down on the toilet and not fall over like an old man. But this is about 6 weeks and 4 days, I think. It'll be 7 weeks coming up here in a few days. It's almost Thanksgiving 2018. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving 2018. So, no, it's good. I still have pain and swelling, and I want it to be over with, because I just want it to be over with. But the recovery is what takes the time. The surgery is the easy part. The recovery is what takes the time. But ice the living shit out of your knee. At all times, every second of the day for the first few weeks, ice. I mean, when I wasn't up doing something, I was icing. I iced at night. I iced when I slept. I iced. You keep that inflammation down, dude, you can walk and do stuff like you haven't done in years. So, hey, keep the faith. God bless you. I don't know what you believe, but I believe in miracles, and it's crazy. I have titanium and cobalt in my knee right now, and it'll get better. Okay, I just want you to know that it's not easy and it's not fun, but it's gonna get better, man. This is great. And I had a flashback. I'm like, I'm gonna be 20 again. I'm gonna go pro motocross. That's not gonna happen. But you're not gonna have pain. You're not gonna have the pain you used to have. So, take it. Do the surgery. Get it done. If I can do it, you can do it. Thousands of people do it. Don't put it off any longer. They're doing them when you're younger and younger now. So, don't let it go. Ice. Keep it iced. See you guys.